Welcome back to Night of the Living Dead. We're doing scene 2 and we've got to keep the ghouls at bay, which means at the end of our players' turns we can't have any ghouls inside the house. And let's get to it. So we have Ben here, has got Ma's shotgun and an axe. We've got Tom up here. He has a Smith & Wesson and a sawed-off shotgun. So we've got a lot of good weapons now, finally. Alright, without going through everybody's stuff, let's just get into it. I think we are going to start right here with Judy. She's got a lovely Uzi, and she also has the sniper ability. So she's going to be using the Uzi, range 0 to 1, rolls 3 dice, hits on a 5+, doing 1 damage a hit. We have 3 walkers, ghouls right here, right outside the open door. So let's get down here. We're going to have Judy take her first action. She's going to start firing at these ghouls. Alright, the dice tray is in position. We've got Judy with her Uzi. First attack, 3 dice, hits on a 5+. She's shooting through the open door, the walker ghouls, and she gets one of them. She gets a 6. So 5 and 6 is a hit. She gets 1 walker for her first action. That's going to take her up to 2 experience. She still has 2 actions remaining, so she's going to fire again. And yes, we have to get through the search deck, but we don't want to have any ghouls in the house at all. So she fires again. The second time, she does get 2 hits. That's going to clear out all of the walkers. 2 more experience for her, taking her up to 4 experience. We trigger over to the yellow zone at 7 experience, so we're not there yet. She has 1 action remaining, and with her remaining action, I guess we're going to do a search, because we still have Helen here with a machete in case we get a relative showing up. So yeah, let's go ahead and do a search. A house search. We have to get through this deck. Is how we win the scenario. And she finds more mason jars. She already has a Molotov cocktail. She has a flashlight. Sorry, she actually... Yes, Judy has a flashlight, so she gets 2. Oh my goodness. So she finds mason jars. And she does find a relative. So we're going to throw out the mason jars. We don't want them. The relative, however, shows up right here. So I guess while she was busy firing at all of the walkers outside, she didn't realize there was a relative hiding behind the couch who now comes out. So everyone now would flip back to their Romero side. Like I said, I'm not going to do it because the second you get rid of a relative, everybody flips back to their zombie side. So all it means for Helen, we're going to have Helen go next. She's right here. She will flip from this side, so she doesn't get a free search action. She basically gets nothing. But if she takes the relative out, then she will flip back to zombie side, and she will get a free search action. So she's just going to go right ahead here and use a machete, which means she's going to be rolling. She rolls 1 die, hits on a 4+. Doing 2 damage a hit. So she's got 3 attempts to try to take out this relative that got spooked out by the Uzi fire from Judy. So let's see if she can do it. She just needs a 4, 5, or a 6. Let's see if she can do it. And she gets a 1. So her first attack with the machete misses. We're just going to keep going. Come on, we've got to hit this. A 4. So on her second attack, she takes out the relative. So everyone would flip back to their zombie side. Once again, because once relatives disappear, everyone gets their abilities back. So now Helen has a free search. So she basically has a free search and 1 more action. So with her free search, we'll search, of course, in the house. And she gets plenty of shells. And she's going to put that in her backpack. She has boards in her backpack. So she'll put that in her backpack because... we can use that for Ben. He's got Ma's shotgun. Of course, he's not in the same location as Helen, and she doesn't have, or does she have 1 more action? So she has 1 more action because that was a free search action. She has 1 more action remaining. She's going to move up to the same location as Ben. That actually makes sense. Alright, so yeah, so for her final action, she will move up here with Ben and Tom. And then we will have, we'll have Ben go next because he has Ma's shotgun and he's now in the same location with Helen, who has plenty of shells. So we'll zoom down and get doing Ben's turn. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to have an exchange action. That'll be Ben's first action. He will take the plenty of shells. from Helen saying, "Oh, thank you very much for that box of shells. I just happen to have my shotgun on me." And then for his second action, he will be using Ma's shotgun, which rolls 2 dice on a range, hits on a 3+, does 2 damage per hit. And he has the Hawkeye ability. And the Hawkeye ability means he can actually shoot through the barricade. He can see through it one space, and there's a breaker right there. And I think I did forget to give Helen her experience for taking out the relative, so I'm just doing that right now. She's up to 2. Okay, so for Ben's second action, and of course the shotgun has to be reloaded, so he doesn't get to shoot it twice. He'd get to shoot it once here, then he'd have to reload. So he's going to be rolling 2 dice, as we just saw, hitting on a 3+, shooting through the barricade, because he has Hawkeye. And he gets a 5, which is just enough, well, not just enough, it is enough to take out the breaker. So he shoots the breaker through the barricade, out it goes. He goes from 2 experience up to 3. So far we're keeping the ghouls away from the house nicely. He has 1 action remaining. Yes, he's going to do a search. Why is he going to do a search? Because he's crazy. No, okay, we have to get through this deck. If it's a relative, that's not going to be great. It's plenty of bullets. All right. Which is actually nice because he can hand that off over to Tom. So he puts that in his backpack. He has room. He has boards, plenty of shells now, and plenty of bullets in his backpack. And that's going to be the end of Ben's turn. Ben is now in the same location as Tom. And so what he'll do with Tom, we're going to have Tom going next, I guess. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to do an exchange action. So Tom is going to go, and the first thing he's going to do is an exchange action with Ben. He will then take the plenty of shells from Ben, and he has a sawed-off shotgun in his hand, but he's going to put it in his backpack because he doesn't have plenty of shells, but he does have the Smith & Wesson pistol. So he's going to start using this because he gets to re-roll any roll with the plenty of shells, if that makes sense. So that's the first action for Ben. He's going to, I think, go back into the ranged weapon location, excuse me as I lose my voice, and do a search, I think, for the next time, gearing up to get some better stuff. So Tom then, first action was exchange. He has the shove ability, which is nice. He can shove any ghouls from a location out to an open location. We don't have to worry about these guys out here, I don't think, at the moment. Alright, so he's going to go 1, 2 for his 2 final actions into the search location for ranged weapons in zombicide form. Of course, he doesn't have any more actions remaining, but at the start of next turn, if we don't have any relatives on the board, he will be able to search for those good ranged weapons again. And that's going to basically end off Tom's turn. So who do we have left? We have Crazy Harry and Barbara left. Alright, and they are down. Let's take a look at them and see what we want to do with them. Alright, we might as well start off with Barbara. Barbara has the nice scoped Winchester, which is you can choose your target. Sniper ability, range of 1 to 3, rolls a die, hits on a 3+. She's going to shoot through the open door at this breaker, and she has 3 actions, and her special ability on zombicide form is slippery, which means she can leave a location with a ghoul without paying a move penalty. Alright, so she's going to try to snipe off this this breaker with her scoped Winchester. Now, let's see if she can do it. She needs to roll a 3+. She rolls a 4, so nice shooting, and away goes the breaker, taking her up to 2 experience. Everyone's still in the blue, so that's not bad. She does have 2 actions remaining, and for her second action then she will do a search. So she's going to search for the regular search items, plenty of bullets, which is absolutely perfect because her scoped Winchester uses bullets. She's going to put that in her backpack. Now she can re-roll all of those shots. She has 1 action remaining, and with her final action, I think, man, she should just stay there. I think she's just going to stay there and do nothing. Alright, up next then will be Crazy Harry for the final player's turns. Alright, Crazy Harry's turn. He's got the chainsaw. So we'll take another quick look at that. And he has the taunt ability, which he's going to use here in a moment. So you have to use it in your same space. Rolls 5 dice, hits on a 5+, doing 2 damage a hit. So he should be able to sop Fatty easily with that. So for his first action, he's going to move over here with, not with Barbara, with Judy and her Uzi. For his second and free action, he gets to taunt. So you can choose a ghoul any 2 spaces away. It doesn't even have to be line of sight. And you can taunt them they will move 2 spaces into your location, ignoring all other survivors. So 2 spaces away is this one fatty, and Harry is going to taunt the heck out of it, and it just comes barreling in here. And I know what you're thinking, he's the last player. What if he blows it? What if he doesn't take out this fatty? We're going to lose the scenario. However, he does have the chainsaw. He has 2 actions remaining. He can roll a total of 10 dice. He only needs 1, 5, or 6. Can he do it? Let's zoom down and find out. Alright, Crazy Harry fires up the chainsaw, is going to be rolling 5 dice. This is his first attack as the fatty comes through the door. He only needs 1, 5, or 1, 6. And he gets 1, 6. So that's all he needed. Boom! And the fatty is sawed down. And now that I think about it, he should have done a search first and then that, but he was in a crazed mood and just wanted to get sawing with his newly found chainsaw. Alright, I don't think he's going to do anything else, because if he does a search right now and he finds a relative, we're going to lose the game because we can't get rid of it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 cards remaining in the regular deck, and once we search through all of them, we'll win the scenario. Alright, we're going to back out. Of course, we're going to have the ghouls taking their turn. Boy, we cleaned out a lot of them. Oh, and we get an experience as well for Harry there. He's up to 3. So we're going to back out. We'll have the ghouls go. Alright, so we only have 4 ghouls left on the board. We did a great job of getting rid of a whole pile of them this turn. Alright, they cannot go through barricades. These are just walkers, and we have one more fatty right at the top. They, of course, are going to make their way to the open door, where they heard the loud chainsaw and the Uzi fire, all drawing their attention. Of course, so the 3 of them are going to be shambling this way, from this space to this one, and the fatty's just going to move to there. And now it's spawn time. Space number 1, 2 is up there, and 3 is on the other side. So let's get spawning. Alright, spawn location number 1. What do we have? We're all in the blue zone. Tom has 0 experience. Judy's up to 4. Helen's at 2. Ben is at 3. Harry's at 3. And Barbara's at 2. So nobody has clicked over into 7, which is yellow zone. First spawn point, nothing happens. Alright, good. So it happens in the blue. Alright, up to the north for another spawn point. Alright, in the north spawn point, what do we have up there? We have just a lowly walker. A single walker shows up there. Okay, not a big issue. Over to the east side of the building for our final spawn point. And our final spawn point is right out here. Let's see what we get. We end up getting 1 breaker. Alright, Barbara should be able to pick him off next time. So a breaker shows up here. Alright, we're going to zoom out. We're going to end off our episode for today. I think we are actually doing pretty good. Now this is, of course, scene 2 of 10 in the game, so still early going. So we're going to back out, wrap up our episode for today. Alright, so of course scene 1 was barricading every window in the house, which was, of course, done in scene 1. Scene 2 now is defending the house and searching for the keys to the gas pump, which will then let us fuel up the car and get out of Dodge. That's the idea for the game anyway. And of course, we have 8 scenarios to go after this one. We're still searching for the keys. I think there was 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 cards left in the search deck. We should be able to finish it off, I think, next episode, because Judy's got a flashlight. She can pull 2 cards. Everyone else can pull 1. That would be a total of 7 cards. So as long as the final card is not a relative, we might have to do an extra episode. I'm not sure. And we seem to have the ghouls under control. So thanks so much for watching along. Thanks for your comments, your subscriptions, your likes. Really appreciate it. Really helps out my channel. lets me do more content as well. So thanks for that. Really, really do appreciate it. We'll see you tomorrow for the continuation of Night of the Living Dead Scene 2. Gotta find those gosh darn keys somewhere in the house.